Hello, I am going to teach you math this year, and as so I'm going to, while doing this, I'm going to use a lot of movies in which I want to explain things, and so that's why you can see this movie already as homework for your first lesson. And get it out of the way. The um, first lesson is, of course, a bit of get to know each other, but we're going to get straight in as well. So we have an introduction, and we're going to get started with the first paragraph of the first chapter. So 1.1. That's called linear relations. And yeah, I'm also looking at my book that I have next to me, as I expect you to bring your book with you as well um, to the lesson tomorrow, and I also expect you to bring your pen, pencil, and geo calculator, and of course a notebook with squares. Um, and but that's tomorrow. Right now, I'm going to get to the first part. This first of all is the introduction, and I hope that lots of you have been wondering what all these words are on the screen that I have written down. Rankenberg, Tije, Eerste Klasse Bond, Mathematics, Emmen, 74 kilometer per hour, Science, Water Polo, Physics, Cycling. Um, well, this has to do with me. It's all about me. These words describe parts of me, and it's a quiz I want to do with you for the first 10 minutes. And if there is anything left, we can do it the second lesson as well for the first and so on 10 minutes and so on and so on. But I you basically need to prepare this, and this is the first part of your homework is to prepare for the quiz. How then? Of course, you're wondering how is this quiz going to do? But normally with a quiz, someone, for instance, a teacher or in a professor, whoever is leading the quiz, asks questions and you have to give the answer. Only this is different. It is the other way around. And that is that I have given you answers. So all these 10 words are answers to questions that I have in my mind. And it is it's your task to figure out, to guess, to try to guess right what those questions are. And that is what I've written down as well. In your notebook, you should write down at least 2 questions that have one of these 2 words above as answer. And I would like you to have them fully written out. Um, so, name is not good enough, or subject is not good enough. It should be more. It should be a fully English sentence. And I'm positive that you are able to do that. Um, but I can understand that some of you sometimes have problems with English or any or that you just don't really know the word that I use. Please don't hesitate to shout out, to raise your hands. Sir, could you please help me? I really, really like helping people out with different things. Okay, this is the first part. And we also have the second part. And the second part is basically the math part. And I'm going to do question 1 for you so you can see how these things are working out. And then later on, I want you to do question 2, and then we're going to discuss question 2 in class, and then we continue with the other questions. And then at the end of the lesson, hopefully we'll have paragraph 1 done and dusted. And then for the next lesson, you need to see another movie. Okay. Um. So page 10 of your book, I have copied it. Olaf has borrowed an amount of money and he pays back a fixed amount per month. So each month he pays the same amount of euros. And he can use the formula D is 165 minus 15 times n to calculate the remaining debt. In this formula, n is the number of months and d is his debt in euros. And first of all, how many euros did Olaf borrow? Well, if you borrow something at the beginning, you have your full debt. So at the beginning, when time is 0 months, what does he have? Well, we can simply fill it in. We have and the debt is 165 minus 15 multiplied by n. At the beginning, we have the full debt, so n is 0. So we have 165 minus n minus 0 times 15, and this is 165. So he borrowed the amount of 165 euros. How many euros does he pay back per month? So how many does he debt gets lower each month? Well, he started at 165. After 1 month, you have a debt of 165 minus 15. Only then we have 1 month, so I'm going to fill in 1 month, and this is 150. So you can see then that the amount of euros decreased by 15. So he pays back each month 15 euros. Well, and how many months will it take Olaf to pay off his debt? Well, we need to add up, multiply 15 amount of months to get to 165. There are lots of ways to calculate it, and I haven't taught math in the first year, so I don't really know how you do that if you use cards, placing them, or anything like that, or you can also estimate it. What we could use is the amount, what was it again? Yeah, that the amount, the 165, and I'm going to subtract 15 each month. And, well, if I have, well then, if I divide it by 15, because I'm going to take 15 off it each month, then I get 11. And then that is the amount, that is then the amount of months. Let's check if that is correct. Then the debt is 165 minus 15 multiplied by 11, and that is 165 minus 165 is 0. So yes, the amount of debt is then 0, so we paid it off. Okay, and this paragraph we're going to talk about this type of formulas. The formulas, it has a number and then variable, and that is called a linear formula. If we make a graph of one of these, and I'm going to make a graph that is also used in the book for the theory part, then you can see that the formula that you can see over here, S is 15 minus 3 multiplied by A. If I make a graph out of it, so the computer did that for me, it's very nifty, then you can see it's a straight line. And if the graph of a formula is a straight line, it's called a linear formula. We're going to make a note out of it a bit later. And you can also see then when the horizontal axis, when it's 0, it has a certain value. It's 15 over here, and that's called the starting value. And so it interacts the vertical axis at that point at 0.15. So we have two nodes. First one, so nodes, and that should be copied as well in your notebook. Nodes. If the graph of a formula is a straight line, it is called a linear formula. That's one thing. And the number of the vertical variable if the horizontal one is 0 is called the starting value. So just to go back to the graph, here is the horizontal axis, it is 0, and we go back where it intersects, that is the starting value. Okay. And besides those two questions, I also would like to ask you to do question 2. So homework part 2, do question 2 on page 10. Okay, bye bye, and I'll see you tomorrow.